Work to become, not to acquire. I love my job, and Zach hates his.
That's not true.
But what makes a job a happy job? Well, a recent report covering 60,000 employees and 1,700 companies has found that average employee satisfaction has risen to its highest level since 2023.
I mean, since 2023 is not that big of an accomplishment.
That's not that far.
2 years.
It's like, well, people are happier now than they were yesterday. So today we are looking at the 17 happiest jobs according to Indeed.com.
A website that has never actually helped anyone ever get a job.
That's their slogan. We're going to break down each job on the list and dig into the numbers behind it. What actually makes a job meaningful, engaging, and worth showing up for? All right, starting with number 17.
Number 17.
Lifeguard.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You ever been a lifeguard?
I was a lifeguard.
Yeah, that tracks.
I was a lifeguard.
100% you were a lifeguard, dude. People look at us, they probably think that guy's been a lifeguard. That guy has not.
I worked at Bocage Racket Club, so it was like a fancy tennis club with a pool. Like, I think, though, when I think of this, I was actually thinking of the beach lifeguards, which is a way more legit job.
Yeah.
Because they're actually constantly rescuing people. But they're at the beach, they're in the sun, they're driving around in those red trucks. It's a cool job.
Yeah, for sure. It's not all fun and games. Okay?
Yeah.
I think there are some instances where being a lifeguard is a very serious position. I mean, lifeguard. What's more serious than that? But I think there is also a lot of it that's fun and just straight hook it up. Okay, so Zach has already seen this list because he had to write it on the board. That's just logistics. I am seeing them for the first time.
The list ranking are based on Indeed's work well-being score, asking employees to rank how much they agree or disagree with the following statements. I am happy at work most of the time. My work has a clear sense of purpose. Overall, I'm completely satisfied with my job, and I feel stressed at work most of the time. So that's how the scores were determined. So based on that, what do you think is number one?
ICE agent. I gotta imagine, like, child surgeon. Not like, that's pretty specific. But, I mean, surgeon?
This marker.
Surgeon.
Next on the list.
Bookkeeper.
Bookkeeper, I didn't even know people still use that word. I think it's like an accountant.
Maybe not licensed.
I don't know. Bookkeeper is the only word in the English language with 3 consecutive double letters. Fun fact.
Really?
Yep. 3 in a row. Isn't that crazy?
I feel like the bookkeeper is like, you got a family business, you run a deli or something, and like, Ma, I'm the bookkeeper.
It's just because it's an old word.
You're like, well, this place would fall apart without me. These guys? Yeah, right. They've never seen a number in their life. They're just busy making all the pies. We're calling our accountant. You just hear like steel drums and stuff. And he's like, oh, I forgot to call you. I did a lot of bad stuff with your money.
What's up, dude?
We're talking about the happiest jobs, and what is on the list is bookkeeper.
Accountant, you are certified. Less about the day-to-day. The bookkeeper is really all about upkeeping the general ledger.
Could you describe this job as chill?
Yeah, I mean, it could be chill. You probably clock into work and you know exactly what needs to be done. There's really no curveballs. The consistency, that could lead to it, like a good work-life balance.
All right, cool. Well, thank you, Jacob.
Okay, great. And I'll charge you guys for this call.
Yes. Oh, we can't afford that. You know that.
Number 15. IT support specialist. I guess you follow that clown around, help him terrorize kids.
IT support specialist is a position where you have a lot of leverage. When people need you, they really need you.
It's an equalizer job. So like one of the few jobs I've had, I worked at Fox, and we had an IT guy. They were like these like big entertainment executives, and they would call in this guy, and he'd be like, so, can't figure it out, can ya? Can't figure out how to get your computer onto your TV, huh? Well, let me show you how. These are all like, this place would fall apart without me jobs.
Yeah. Next one, 14. Administrative assistant.
Again.
This place would fall apart without
People
me.
are relying on you.
You feel needed.
Yeah, you feel needed.
So Oxford actually took the top 100 publicly traded companies with the highest scores and compared their stock performance against the market as a whole. If you'd invested $1,000 in the NASDAQ, it would have returned $1,400. For the S&P 500, it would have returned $1,479. And for the top 100 happiest companies, it would have returned $1,533.
If you invest in happier companies, you'd have a bigger return.
Yeah.
Yeah. In this landscape, you don't just select a vendor. You initiate a mission-critical connectivity partner. And humbled to announce that I am embarking on a new chapter. I've officially off-boarded from legacy retail bottlenecks and onboarded with Mint Mobile via frictionless eSIM activation to a decentralized 5G architecture. I executed the entire migration from my home office in minutes. 0 store-level friction. You execute a high-leverage pivot. I'm now leveraging the nation's largest 5G network, unlimited talk and text, bulk acquisition model. It's about scalable ROI. Securing my bandwidth in 3, 6, or 12-month tranches while retaining my existing hardware and number. It's being a stakeholder in your own connectivity ecosystem. Please signal your alignment via a like to ensure this thought leadership remains at the top of your vertical feed. It's perfect. Stop overpaying for wireless just because that's how it's always been. With premium plans starting at just $15 a month, Mint helps you break the traditional wireless cycle. Number 13.
Maintenance technician. Yeah, you just roll in and there's the office is flooding. Guess you guys really need me, huh?
Yeah. Before I showed up, there was poop all over the place. And when I left, there still was. It's not my job to clean it up. But I stopped it. I stopped more poop getting in, though.
Number 12. Firefighter. Sick.
Respected.
Yes.
You save lives.
Mm-hmm.
So firefighters are in really good shape. You got to be to climb all those ladders and carry people and stuff. It's a rare opportunity as an adult to be like in a house with a bunch of dudes making chili. And for some reason, your helmet is a backwards hat.
Yeah.
You know? Sick, dude. Dude, firefighters rule. Flight attendant.
This surprises me because I
Really?
feel like they deal with a lot of crap.
Yeah, nowadays especially. I feel like in the 60s it would be a swinging gig.
But it must be very social. You travel a lot and you get crazy benefits to fly when you're off.
You get to fly
Free or heavily discounted, I think. Oh, something that we should point out. All of these are going to be employed positions. There's not going to be small business owner on here. There's not going to be you own a bar or whatever. The reason I bring that up is because flight attendant, I feel like it's a job that doesn't follow you home. You get off that plane, you're clocked out, and like you're leaving work behind.
Yeah.
And it's not just sitting in your brain.
Unless you have to like duct tape a guy to a seat. Or if someone like runs down the aisle with diarrhea and diarrhea is all over the aisle.
Yeah.
I bet you would be laying in your bed at night and being like, that was fucked up.
All right, number 10. Carpenter. Finally, I was waiting for a job like this. This is the first one on the list that is, there's a craft. And I think there's something very satisfying about that. Working on buildings, you can drive by the building years later and be like, I helped build that. Real good with a tape measure.
Oh, yeah, dude. This mom. So good with a tape measure. Oh, and you can walk into other buildings and you can be like, this place sucks.
All right, so a different study conducted by Bamboo HR looked at employee satisfaction by simply asking how much they would recommend their place of work to somebody else. And they actually found notable differences and job satisfaction based on how long people had worked there. So basically, the happiest employees were people who had worked at their company for 25 years or more. Immediately after the 25-year tenure is the 1-year tenure. From year 1, it drops down until about year 6, and then it starts climbing again.
For 1 year, you're just stoked that you have a job.
Just glad you have a job, dude.
Oh, yeah,
You
I got
used
a
to be
job.
unemployed.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Number 9, office manager.
manager.
Very similar to administrative assistant, I
Yeah.
would say.
More responsibility. You're running the entire building. Who's our office manager? Kobe.
Number 8, executive assistant.
Okay.
Very similar jobs here.
Yeah.
So this is like this, but it's for one person.
At least like in the film industry, if you're like somebody's assistant, like that's a good job to have when you're young because you get to be around this person. You get to like learn the business by being inside of the business in a very intimate capacity. It's almost like a mentor situation. But if you want to get into an industry, I think like executive assistant is a great way to do it. Number 7, fitness instructor. Of course these guys are happy. They got all that dopamine running through their brains all the time.
You're using your body, which I think is a huge complaint for most jobs today,
Yeah.
is like sitting at a desk.
Genitalia, happy 1000. You totally got me with that name.
Bro, what's up?
Yo, Steven,
Yeah, that's how a fitness instructor answers the phone, dude.
why are fitness instructors so happy?
I'd say a lot of the satisfaction comes from like the relationship building. I do kind of keep a professional distance, but some of them I kind of consider friends. I don't really do it full time anymore, but I have 10-year clients. Health is been important.
Yeah.
The ability to like grab a pull-up bar and do a dead hang for a minute at any moment of the day to decompress your back.
All right, peace, dude. Number 6.
Logistics manager.
A logistics manager oversees the entire supply chain, including purchasing, inventory management, warehousing, and transportation of goods to ensure on-time delivery at optimal costs. That is
Yeah.
Tim.
Well, it's part of Tim. Tim is a lot of these.
What up?
Well, we're jealous, Tim, because we're doing a video about the happiest jobs, and turns out one of the jobs you do at Speed is number 4 happiest.
Number 6.
Which one?
Logistics manager.
Oh, baby, my oldest specialty.
Why are you guys so happy?
Yeah, why are you so happy?
I do think it's like results based type of thing. It's almost like a video game. Like you gotta connect dots all day long. Even to this day, like shipping Speed merch orders is like my little happy place. At the end of the day, I get my little treat where I get to sit in the garage and ship orders for a couple hours. So
Well, if you want to keep making Tim happy and give him some orders to ship out, go to speed.co. We have a bunch of really cool shirts and hats and stuff. We just dropped our first capsule, the school capsule. Everything is sort of like thematic, inspired by growing up in the South, the way my dad dressed, going to private school. We worked really hard on it. It took us about 6 to 8 months to do it. If you guys like it, then we get to do more of it because it was a substantial investment. Speed.co.
Thanks, Tim. Dude, he said it's his happy place. We should pay him less.
I had to not make that joke so hard, like 4 or 5 times. I had to not make the joke of like, well, if you like it so much, then why don't we not pay you?
Number 5.
Sales representative.
representative.
Interesting. I've thought about doing this.
I think I would be terrible.
I think
at
I'd be
this.
really good at it. I would sell anything. I just walk into a doctor's office. I'd be like, Dr. Mitch, what's up, my brother? Hard dat. This motherfucker's 65 years old, 70 years old. I'm wearing a suit. Big old knot in my tie.
Yeah.
I'd be selling catheters.
yeah.
Now, these new ones, 0 gauge. Oh, you're still using the 1 gauge? Oh, man. This will get the pee out faster. Real estate agent. The big leagues version of that one.
yeah,
dude.
you're selling the big thing.
Yeah, you want to talk about big commissions that make a difference. Real estate agent. I also think that both of these attract a certain type of personality that is just kind of happy to begin with.
An extroverted person.
Yeah, you're extroverted, you're confident, and what is better than helping someone find a home? You know, like someone who's buying a house is so stoked. You get to make flyers and you get to put your face on bus benches. If you're big enough, the side of a bus.
What do you think the number one reason is that people quit their jobs?
Not enough money.
Not that, actually.
Really?
It's not. According to Bamboo HR, 58% of people cite management style as the number one issue that led them to quit. 47% of employees who quit say they loved their job, but did not like their manager. It goes to show that even if you have one of the jobs on this list, all it takes is a bad manager to totally negate
100%.
that.
Number 3.
Software developer. Rip number 2 as well, dude. Software engineer.
What's the difference?
I told my buddy Ross that we would call him. We called him in our most regretted and least regretted college degrees video. Very similar to this. If you're not thinking about what job to get, but what to study, you should watch that.
Oh,
Yo, welcome back to the show, Ross. I have a question for you. Are you a software developer or a software engineer?
I mean, I guess software engineer. I always just call myself a programmer.
Your number 2 happiest job on the list.
Number 2 happiest job, Ross. How does it
I
feel?
feel pretty happy.
Well, what's the difference between a software engineer and a software developer?
I honestly don't know. Like,
Why do you think you guys are so happy? What's your secret?
if you like mental challenge, like that's kind of what you're doing every day, and like it's satisfying to make something.
Do you feel like when you clock out, you're not thinking about work?
At my current job, yes. At my previous job, no. And that's kind of why I left it. Because my last job, I guess I was technically like DevOps. So like if something broke, I would get a call at 9 p.m. to fix it. And at my current job, that is not the case.
All right, thanks, dude.
Cool, man. See y'all.
And one thing that is very interesting, these follow in order exactly based on salary.
Really? That's crazy. But also not crazy at all. I think there's a lot of talk amongst managers and leadership at companies. Like, how do we motivate people? Money. Give them more money. Because more money does buy more happiness. Like, not like having a bunch of money doesn't buy more happiness. Like, Elon Musk is a miserable person who's like not happy at all. Like, having like excess, disgusting, grotesque amounts of money doesn't necessarily make you happy. But having enough money to not worry about like your house payment or like buying groceries or like having enough money to go on like a little vacation. So you have like money to not be scared. Like, that makes you happier. So if you're somehow somebody who's in charge of how much money other people make and you're watching this video, give them more money and take some of the money away from the people who have the gross amount of money because it's not making them happier, and give it to the people doing the fucking work. Pay people more money. What's the number 1 job?
Well, I do think there's a point that somebody's unhappy because their boss sucks, and paying them more money is not going to fix that problem.
Right.
But you can't be worried about all these other extra things if you haven't fundamentally compensated people correctly. James, surgeon has not appeared yet.
No, and I don't know if it will.
Number 1 happiest job.
Physician!
Oh,
Similar.
Pretty close.
Darn close.
I think surgeons are physicians.
Is a surgeon a physician? Jesse.
Our researchers are on it.
Dude, totally.
It basically takes the best of everything we've talked about so far. Like you said, helping people, or the social element, or being paid really well.
Yeah, you get to save babies. Dude, that's cool. I'm glad doctors are happy.
Yeah, it's a good thing doctors are happy. We
Yeah,
want
yeah,
our doctors
yeah,
to be
yeah.
happy.
A surgeon is a physician.
It is a physician.
Damn, dude. And I just bet all of that on, what's it called?
Polymarket?
On Polymarket. So we're feeling good, dude. Thank you guys for watching this video. We make videos about all kinds of stuff. Clothes, interior design, cars, all kinds of crap. So if you like this video, hopefully you'll like one of those. And if you like enough of them, then maybe subscribe to the channel so you get alerted to all of our videos.
Yeah, hit the bell. We never ask people to do that.
Hit the bell, dude. Hit the bell. Go to speed.co. We have a membership program, the Legion of Speed. We have a Discord. We have a book club, apparel. So check out speed.co. All right.
Bye.
I love you.